Davie here, welcome back. Today we're going to talk about 2 more ways to find winning products. These are the methods that I suggest for beginners, existing brands, as well as seasoned dropshippers. Basically, anyone looking to find a new product. I can't wait to show you why I prefer it over last week's dropshipping method. A lot of people out there wonder how you can dropship or sell products and not be copied by other dropshippers. The answer is simple. You make your product unique and build a brand around it. Today, the first method that I'm going to take you through is for the beginners out there, but it's also awesome to tap into if you're an established brand. It's definitely something that I'm looking to do more with our brand launches. It's called the local supplier method, and it's pretty straightforward. If you don't want to worry about long lead times and language barriers or faulty products, this is the way to go. The simple premise is this: you find someone in your country, wherever you are, that has a unique product. Maybe they sell it at a local store, or maybe they're a local producer, like for example, a unique region for honey or olive oil. You want to make sure that they're a reputable brand and have enough production capacity. You also want to make sure that their product's nice. You'll also need to use that MOAS viability calculator that we talked about last week to make sure that you have enough margin to sell the product. I'll have it in the links below. Once you've done that, you'll go into a simple agreement with the supplier that you'll sell their products online. To get your ideas flowing, I'll give you a few examples you could try out. Find a local furniture store that could create cool custom sofas like Maker & Son. Another idea is approaching a local sauce maker and create a beautiful brand just like Butchons, or a local high-end bakery to sell gourmet foods like Goldbelly. Remember, you're going to be selling a premium product in the space that you enter, so make sure you sell the story as your unique value proposition. I love this method because honestly it's so rewarding for everyone involved. You're going to be working with someone that probably wouldn't be able to do e-commerce if they didn't have you. You'll also be supporting your local economy. You also don't need to stress about the manufacturing side or getting copied because it's local. They've got it all figured out. And you get to stick to your area of expertise, which is digital marketing. But to be honest, finding these suppliers isn't as easy as it should be. And if anyone could create a really easy marketplace to solve this problem, kind of like a dropshipping app for local suppliers, please email me or drop me a comment below because I'd probably invest. Something like Overload or Alibaba meets Etsy. It's a great idea. Depending where you are, it's going to be super different in how you go about finding these products. Say if you're here in Australia, I'd probably start with local farmers markets or smaller boutique stores where they stock people's creations. If you're elsewhere, you can potentially do the same. Think about if there are any markets or local goods stores that you can check out. The people creating these products tend to be older, and all they know how to do is sell through traditional mediums like markets or local stores, which means they haven't tapped into the potential of selling online, which is where you come in. So, to figure out an agreement with them, firstly, what you can do is ask them for wholesale prices. Then just test the product online via Facebook. Just make sure you let them know your intentions to test it online. Otherwise, if they're smaller, you should be able to enter some kind of partnership with them. Here's an example of an email that you could send a local supplier to work with them. Remember to be confident. If you have successfully sold a dropshipping product or done any agency work, show them your experience so they trust you. It's imperative you have the learnings under your belt so you can successfully sell these products and not waste your time. So keep watching YouTube videos and learning. Ideally, you'll be able to private label their product as well and change it into your own brand. However, depending on the supplier, they might not be open to this. If they are, you can use something like Vistaprint and Canva to create logos and labels cheaply. Remember, you can always do this later, after you've tested the product on Facebook first. All right, let's move on to method 3, which is all about problem solving. You want to figure out what problem exists out there and how you can solve it. This is where you can get really creative. Remember last week we talked about Dyson? They didn't invent the vacuum, but they innovated to make it better and people's lives easier. You can do the same. I just want to put a disclaimer. You might need some cash for this method, as you may need to pay for some expenses for your supplier, but we'll get into that a bit later on. So first up, you need to do some market research for some cool, successful products. Let me show you how to do that. By the way, I'm not actually affiliated with any of these sites. I've just used them in the past. Let's do it. So this is Charm. It's one of the biggest stockpiles of direct-to-consumer e-commerce brands. There's a ton of good Shopify stores on here. We can basically come to what's called the prospector and we can jump in and set some filters. I like to do all regions. I like to click scaling ads because we really want to make sure that our product can work on Facebook. Then we want to go to the success store to 100. We're trying to find ideas here, and the ones that have grown really, really far are probably the best. Then we can go down here and just remove the ad count growth. We just really want to make sure that there's Facebook ad count. Now I'm just going to apply that filter and get a list of some awesome brands. You can just click into these websites and really kind of see what's working and then try to improve it. We've got some amazing dresses here. Maybe you could use a local manufacturer for that. We've got women's activewear in amazing palettes. Could we improve that? Could we put that into a different clothing? We've also got magnetic eyelashes. Is there something, other beauty accessory that we can use magnets to improve upon? The other thing I want to show you is some awesome newsletters that give you really good ideas. Trends.vc, and you've also got trends.co, which is the classic. There may be a subscription, but they do give you some free information as well. The other tool that I really want to show you is called Jungle Scout. We can go into Amazon and we can find a category that we really like. I'm going to go down to kitchen utensils, which has a ton of gadgets. We really want to make sure that our product has a high sale price so we can actually make enough margin to advertise. We can click this tool up here, which is Jungle Scout, and really see the volumes of sales that these people are making. You can sort by monthly revenue and scroll down. So some of these kits and non-stick pans are doing really, really well. We can go into that one and try to understand why they're selling, and then come down to their negative reviews to see if there's anything that we can improve upon. Another tool that I want to show you is Exploding Topics. It can give you some really cool ideas. We can go to the 3-month period to show what's kind of hot now, and we can scroll down. We can see robotic lawnmower. What other things could we make robotic? We've also got banana ketchup. What other combinations could we make with food ingredients to make it exciting and unique? Finally, we've got a Swiss cheese plant. Let's dive into that and see if we can sell something around it. So with these research tools, what you're basically doing is trying to find inspiration for your next invention. You can find brands that are performing really well, which means they clearly have a market for them that has already been tested. And you can find trends that consumers are looking for, and you can try to innovate on. Have a look at companies that are doing well, go to their site and have a bit of a snoop and ask yourself 4 questions. What do you think you could do better than them? Is there anything that could make their product more effective at solving the problem? Why are people leaving it negative reviews? Do you have any better ideas in branding? Let me give you an example with the oodie. We all know that winter calls for being comfortable and warm. Blankets are good, but they're never really portable, and they move around and can fall off. Hoodies are warm, but not warm enough. They don't cover your whole body, even the really oversized ones. There's 2 problems right there that you can solve. So basically the oodie is super soft, super warm, wearable blanket. It has cuffs and a big pocket, so it's more convenient than a blanket. You can use your hands and you can make a coffee. Everything that you could do in a hoodie, you can now do in a wearable blanket. Now, say you've got your product idea. You're probably wondering, how do I bring it to life? This was something that I really struggled to understand when I first started. I remember just out of school, I had so many cool ideas for inventions, but I had no idea where to start. Basically, what happens is you get your idea and follow a design process. Let's say, for example, you want to sell a phone case with a specific shape or design to make it easier to hold. You'll talk to a product designer, which you should be able to find on Upwork, and they should be able to create a 3D design for you. Once you've got that 3D design, you'll need to go to speak to a few manufacturers in the phone case space and most likely get them to what's called tooling or a mold. This is why I suggest this method for people that have a little bit more money, because it can cost anywhere from $500 to $50,000 to create a custom mold, depending on what your product is. Then they create the sample for you and send them over. Congratulations, you're an inventor now. But I do have to mention, if you're going down this road, make sure you protect your designs with some trusted legal counsel, locally and in China. We'll touch on that a little bit more a bit later on in the video. My videographer, hey Charlie, also had a great point. If you're watching this and you're in uni, you can totally try to talk to your tutor or faculty manager to use the facilities that your uni may already have, like a 3D printer. Factories often create 3D printed prototypes, and if you're able to send them a completed one, it may speed up the process and make it cheaper. If you don't have the funds to get this sample created, you can possibly start a Kickstarter to fund your project. Now, you're adding back. Certain niches and certain product types have different costs to prototype. If you're going to get into the clothing space or formulas, that makes things a little bit easier because you don't need to create any molds for textiles. It's just sewing. If you're creating formulas like sunscreen, skincare, or even food, you can probably go to a co-packer who may already have a formula or recipe for you, and you just really need to brand it and make it better. Now, remember that you're going to get things custom designed here. Whether it's a cup, bowl, wallet, watch, or skincare. It's really easy for your manufacturer to suddenly start selling to another buyer if you aren't careful with protecting your designs. Get some cheap legal advice around supplier contracts, both your local country and in China, to protect your designs. My video on how to manage suppliers without getting scammed will be coming out soon. It'll be a full class for all levels of business, whether you're just getting started out or you're importing tens of thousands of units. So let's recap what the best ways to find winning products are. There's the dropshipping method from last week's video, the local supplier method, which is a fast way to get started, but heavily relies on your e-commerce ability and also building relationships. And there's also the problem-solving method that helps you really capitalize on trends and find ways to innovate on existing products and brands. Let me know in the comments below which method you'd choose and why. If you want to share some ideas as well, tell me about the problem you feel you could easily solve and your invention that you want to make to solve it. Next week, we're going to have a very special guest on our episode, Greta Van Riel, the influencer queen. We're going to have some super juicy chats about influencer marketing and her top tips on what to do and how to get started. All right, catch you guys. I'll see you in the next episode. Peace. Happy with that?